Norville, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. Today we continue with the murder on Eridanos. Um, in the previous episode we just arrived here to the Eridanos atmospheric complex, and we just checked into our suite, which was vacated unexpectedly, as they put it, but it was the suite of Halcyon Helen, who was murdered. And yeah, we were tasked to investigate what has happened. We have seen the body, but we did not talk to a lot of people yet. So we start with Administrator Ludovico.
Inspector, I understand you've visited the scene of the crime.
I did.
Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed.
You don't sound too bothered over her death.
It's the circumstances of her death that trouble me. Our spokesperson was murdered just before the grand unveiling of Spectrum Brown. If I belonged to a rival company, I'd be ecstatic.
Just turn this into an ad. No, thank you. You think a rival company was behind the murder?
It's always a possibility. Corporate sabotage is practically a pastime in this colony. Back to the matter at hand. Tell me about your investigation.
I've got a lead. I can't tell you why, but I need access to the orchards.
Your discretion is appreciated. I admit, I'm beginning to feel more confident in this arrangement. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both.
So he locks his doors the moment an investigator arrives? Ah, that's not suspicious at all.
I agree with the sentiment behind your snide remark. Unfortunately, the Piraeus spaceport is Cedric's purview, not mine. You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector.
I'll be back. Yeah, I was wondering why did you change your position. Can we talk to the guests?
Hi there, Inspector. It might be a little beyond my job description to ask, but at my heart, I'm still a bellhop. Was the suite to your liking?
Oh, absolutely. Did I ask you to talk to me? Just shut up and do your job. It was fine. I don't feel too strongly about it. Or we can try to play the tough guy. I'm just here to investigate, ma'am. I don't really care about the hotel room.
Ah, someone focused on their work. I can absolutely respect that. We're terror rays of a fin, Inspector. Now, I'd love to bring you to a floor of your choosing.
I'd like to visit the VIP guest floor.
Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
The lobby then.
To the lobby we go.
Yeah, I think I will keep going out with Felix and Parvati. We'll see how that will work out.
How awful! I left my favorite jacket in there.
So I don't think we had a chance to talk with Constable Queen, and I think they opened this room.
Oh, Inspector, I was hoping I could have a word with you.
Oh, by all means.
I wanted to thank you for cooperating with us. Helen's death was never your concern, but you agreed to help us all the same. It is appreciated.
It's my pleasure.
I will be plain with you, this case is outside my purview. I'm accustomed to dragging rowdy guests into my office for paperwork and processing. I am not prepared to investigate the murder of a beloved actress.
Is somebody getting in your way?
I couldn't investigate Helen's death even if I wanted to. My office is occupied with matters concerning Spectrum Brown. This directive is mandated and takes priority over Helen's death. I'm not at liberty to discuss the details, Inspector. Rizzo's prides itself on ironclad confidentiality agreements.
Come on, Maria, at least tell me who gave you that order.
You're a persuasive person, Inspector. Addressing me by my first name is an effective way to establish rapport. I'll tell you this much. This directive is part of my indenturement contract. I've been hired to oversee the safe launch of Spectrum Brown. That duty is my highest priority.
Let's talk about your suspects then.
Before you arrived on this case, I had identified two key suspects, Black Hole Bertie Holcomb and Spencer Woolrich. I've since eliminated Woolrich.
Why is that? Why those two?
Mr. Woolrich was Halcyon Helen's professional rival. It's possible jealousy drove him to take Helen out of the picture. I apologize for the wordplay. Conversely, Mr. Bertie Holcomb was Helen's paramour. The relationship was reportedly dissolved. I can't rule out her murder as a crime of passion.
What made you change your mind about Woolrich?
Woolrich thinks of himself as a serious and distinguished actor. He was frequently cast in demeaning roles, while Helen played the charismatic heroine. He has reason to be envious. I considered the possibility that Woolrich killed Helen in order to eliminate a rival and advance his own career. But my reasoning collapsed under closer scrutiny. Woolrich owes his career to Helen's dramas. Her death likely harms his long-term prospects. I'm struggling to determine a motivation for him, so I've largely ruled him out.
Bertie and Helen may have been dating, but that's not enough to suspect him.
Mr. Holcomb was in a romantic relationship with Helen. This alone is not enough to make him a lead suspect, but he does play tossball. Black Hole Bertie currently holds the record for most non-consecutive blows to the head. His tendency toward irrational and violent behavior is well documented.
How do you record non-consecutive blows to the head? That's confusing. I appreciate the lead. Before I go, there was one other thing.
What's on your mind?
You seem pretty competent. Is there a reason you are not heading this investigation?
This is a problem of jurisdiction, not competence. Helen was murdered in a hotel owned by Slug, whereas I represent Rizzo's. I'm also concerned I'd allow my personal feelings to cloud my judgment. I was a great admirer of Helen.
Can you tell more about that?
Most people don't know that about me. But yes, Helen's roles have always embodied values that I respect. Courage, curiosity, strength, a sense of style. None of us get to choose the way in which we serve our colony, but Helen? She showed me how to find meaning in my occupation.
Talk to you later, Constable.
Best of luck, Inspector.
Chef Anwar.
Terribly sorry, but I can't chat just now. Someone on the second VIP level just ordered 15 canid meat pies, and if I don't get to it now, it'll be my head.
I'm an inspector. I've got some questions to ask you about Halcyon Helen's murder.
I understand your devotion to your job. Really, I do. And I hope you'll understand mine. Things might change if you had something very particular to talk to me about, but I'm afraid I'm just too busy to talk right now. I'd be delighted to chat with you later.
All right.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis of this stovetop reveals an alarming degree of grease buildup, approximating proximity to volatile gases and chemicals. Chances of an explosive combustion upon next use currently at 92.9%.
Turn the stove on. No. This seems like a workplace hazard. How hasn't Slug caught this?
Searching slug work logs. No work log found. Creating conjecture. Slug has likely not fixed this issue due to a lack of responsibility on the part of their employees.
Is this normal?
Most corporations have regular cleaning procedures to prevent damage to company property. Slug, already unlike most corporations in a variety of ways, does not. That or the employees tasked with inspecting are shirking their duties. For shame.
For shame. Let's conclude examination. Broken elevator. The Grand Colonial Hotel Service elevator is out of order and will be for the foreseeable future. Please use the stairs to transport all equipment to and from the employee quarters until further notice. Additional liniments will be dispensed for those whose back pain becomes too severe to continue providing the impeccable service our hotel is known for.
Something mighty strange went on earlier.
What happened? Norville get his cap stuck in the toilet again?
Not today. I was carrying a bag up to the second VIP guest floor earlier. Even for our guests, it was spectacularly heavy.
Wow, exciting.
I wasn't finished. I took a bad step and dropped it. Know what spilled out? Rocks. Whoever owned it was just making me carry it around for fun.
That's just cruel. It's the same, right? Yeah.
You, hear about the murder?
How the hell could I not have heard about it? We couldn't even leave our rooms earlier while security was sweeping for evidence.
Well, maybe you were asleep?
Since management started issuing mandatory caffeinoid supplements, I haven't been able to sleep. It's making it hard to tolerate small talk.
Congratulations, employee and/or addressee. You have been rewarded one free tour of the resource distillation and libation station as a reward for logging at least 10,000 hours of service to the Rezus family. As you take your first sip of your choice of Rezus Spectrum vodka, remember to take a moment to experience gratitude. Engineer job posting. Attention, the Grand Colonial Hotel is seeking a new volunteer engineer. Skills include elevator maintenance, electrical engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, quantum engineering, knowing when to keep problems to oneself. The employee who accepts this position will be expected to carry out their existing duties at the hotel for no additional payment. Talk to your supervisor if interested during your 15-minute break. And don't forget, with more hours logged each week, the closer you get to winning the free tour. Wow! Wow, they say.
Keep him quiet, Captain. Hey, that's impressive.
That leads me back to the... Yeah. Let me first explore this area downstairs.
Can't imagine what it must be like. Living down here like sprats in a wall.
So these are like Bellhop living quarters, right? It's a little bit too much, eh?
Get ready.
Everyone all right?
Here we go.
That's what you get.
Yeah, they are not really friendly.
Here they come.
Oh, what the hell? I have so many questions. I mean, I also completely forgot at what place I was, like, where I was exploring stuff. Okay, the spectacular and thrilling and great adventures of Alain, Norville, and Halcyon Helen. And because the even resolute Lord Bellhop Alain Norville had brought his automatic Spacer's Choice auto pistol, now with added explosive ammo, which he held in his big muscular hands, the gigantic horde of rabbit canids was all dead. Halcyon Helen, looking very beautiful as always, with her beautiful eyes and lips and nice shoes, she quickly grabbed Lord Bellhop Alain Norville's hand. "Oh, thank you so much, Alain," she sighed slowly, but betting her beautiful eyes at him also slowly. "You're the best partner I have ever teamed up with. You're so big and strong and good at shooting. I wish I had had you with me from day one. Then maybe I would not have so many dead sidekicks." "It ain't no big deal, Purple Belly Cakes," chuckled Lord Bellhop Alain Norville, as he took a puff from his cigarette and blew the smoke from the barrel of his Spacer's Choice auto pistol at the same time. "I'm just a wandering assassin. Being good at shooting stuff is only because I am part of my job." "Yes, you are, and you are so handsome," sighed the beautiful Helen. "Thank you," chuckled Lord Bellhop Alain Norville. Just then they started to go for a kiss, but wait! Just as the romance was about to happen, suddenly a hand had grabbed Elaine's leg. Helen screams. "It is me, the Dissident Lord. I'm here to get you and take your bits and give them to everyone else for free," screams the Dissident Lord as the villain began to crawl out of the dirt. His zombie army was also crawling to the surface behind him as well. "I guess there is only one thing to do," sneered the heroic Lord Bellhop as he took a big Hammersmith flamethrower out of his back pocket that he had been keeping secret for just this occasion. "Time to make some decent steaks." Are those the same or different? Yeah, they're the same. Cool. The wall panel has been removed. Judging by the scorch marks on the sides and the blowtorch abandoned on the floor, its removal does not conform to company guidelines. The hell are you? I am not taking chances with the parasites. Thunderclap. Thunderclap. Not for quiet assassinations. Consider wearing earplugs. After scoring a kill with this weapon, enemies near the target are concussed. Janitor's private diary. Dear diary, my new living quarters are real swell, but I'm having a bit of trouble getting to sleep every night. Management kindly offered to board me up in the hallway while they commandeer my room for Spectrum Brown launch storage. Since then, I swear I've been seeing things. Now I'm sure it's due to lack of sleep on account of the darned leaky pipe above my bed last night. I saw something like a giant worm slither past me. Now don't get me wrong, I'm entirely grateful of all the space I now have, but I have to find a way to get some rest before I go completely mad. Well, I don't think the guy was actually mad, like, wrong. Spread of unusual size. What? Right. It saved me after, but now I don't have... Oh. Really? My quick save was over there? And what about that one? Where the hell am I? Okay, right before I read the stuff, right? Do I have Thunderclap? I do not have Thunderclap, so where did I go from here?
Got it. Heads down.
What? There was a parasite. Now there is none. And where is the spread of unusual size? This is such a weird save. Damn it. Yeah, just enemies are... they've disappeared. I guess I cannot really complain. Engineer's final note. To whom it may or may not concern, I don't understand why I deserved to be terminated. I was your engineer. I fixed things. Your time clock was malfunctioning. You were logging 1 hour for every 10 I put in. How is that fair? And yeah, I admit it. I wanted that free tour of the distillery. I put in my 10,000 hours, and I deserved to wet my throat with a little Spectrum Violet. I didn't know accepting that free tour meant I joined the Reese's family. You know I can't read fine print ever since that welding accident. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Catch a freighter back to the groundbreaker? Sublight won't pick me up. So I guess that means I'm going to go talk to Mr. Ludovico hat in hand and beg him to employ me. Sorry, I take that back. I won't have my hat in my hand. I turned that in with the rest of my personals. It was a stupid hat anyway. I feel upset. Not only I do not have a parasite, but Yeah, I also don't have a sprat of unusual size.
I'm trapped in room B3. Please, someone come help me.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
I have eaten the purple berries which were in the refrigerator and which you were probably saving for breakfast. They were awful.
This collection of frozen food has not been restocked in some time. Many of these items are not available in the Grand Colonial and must have been brought in from outside. The fridge was transported here from one of the guest bedrooms upstairs.
We know that Helen ate a lot. Would that mean that this room has anything to do with Helen?
I'm feeling weak. Please, just open the door. I'm not sure.
A3, you say? Yeah, but A3, I cannot access it. Or maybe I can. Half-eaten bellhop. Burst ambulation cap. Movement speed. During time dilation plus 110%. Whoever said that time waits for no one hasn't meant you.
I'm trapped in room A3. Please, someone come help me. I'm feeling weak. Please just open the door. And I'm not sure how much longer I'll make it. The door's stuck. And I know I need to write a service request, but I can't get it under the door. Is anyone there?
Fuck, this is so dark. Why is this so dark? Trace amounts of spread saliva on the current stump former arm indicates the starving bellhop fed the starving creatures with her flesh. It's a shame she was unwilling to eat herself first. Why? All of a sudden, this turned into like an extreme darkness. It's so unexpected. Like, what the actual hell? Work IDs of Helen's sidekicks. This pile of cartridges contains the IDs of Halcyon Helen's sidekicks who were killed, mortally wounded, mouched, melted, torn to ribbons, decapitated, or turned into mechanicals in the line of duty, or otherwise identified post-mortem. Typhon Team, Olympus Opal, Terra 2 Terry, Sparks the Wonder Candid, Burbage's 900 through 1999, Bolt Wonder Huge, Eridana's Eve, Inconsequential Groundbreaker Maintenance Worker number 13B9, Caleb, Bison the Broker with 4 Broken Limbs Halifax, the entire 26th season of the Tile Bakers, IDs black and beyond individual recognition. Stake out Steve, Dirk, tenderly. This place is insanely dark. I can't say that I enjoyed exploring it. It was like...
Of course the hotel don't give their workers a decent living. Why would they? That'd be, you know, decent.
I was a few minutes late with room service earlier today. Guest I was trying to serve shot at me with a revolver. I left the drink and ran.
Something like that happened to me once. Hammersmith exec called me up to her room, saying she needed help with something.
Yeah?
Turned out what she needed help with was testing a new Hammersmith heavy machine gun. She technically shot around me instead of at me, but it was still pretty... surprising.
These horrible people.
Get anything good for...
I did not expect the dialogue to cut out like so fast.
Oh, what the? Oh my law! There's a wasquito in my sandwich.
Whoa, are you alright? You get stung?
Nah, I noticed it before I bit into it. It's dead, thankfully. Still though, that was... Why are you looking at me like that?
I mean, are you gonna eat the wasquito or not? If not, I mean, I finished my sprat. Just saying.
Wow! I haven't felt this great in ages. I wonder what happened.
You ate, maybe? I don't know. What the... Please excuse our mess. We are working hard to remove all of the valuable treasures our valued guests have misplaced into our pipes. Per usual, items recovered from the sewage inhaler will be auctioned off at the start of the month to employees of the Grand Colonial Hotel. Note that sanitation materials will be auctioned off as well. Happy hunting! Now, if I go over here, I saw a bellhop with a specific name. Bellhop Sullivan.
Why, hello there. Goodness, I always enjoy seeing guests, but it's been so long since I've chatted face to face that I about hopped out of my skin at the sight of you. Excuse me, I should introduce myself, though you might know me already, just not by name. I'm Bellhop Sullivan. You've likely heard my dulcet tones through the elevator intercom.
Right. I recognize your voice. Pleased to finally meet you.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say. I'm glad to meet you too. Now that our introductions are out of the way, do let me know if I can help you with anything.
Nah, not right now, I think. Gossip about Norville. You said you operate the elevator, right? Can guests not press the buttons themselves?
Well, yes, but having an operator certifies that the right guests end up on the proper floors. We wouldn't want tossball players rubbing shoulders with CEOs. It'd be anarchy. Plus, there's always the risk a guest chips a nail or loses a ring on a button. It's an extra effort, but the Grand Colonial prides itself on personalized service in all things. That and the elevator still works if I'm ever not around. I do take occasional breaks and sleep every so often.
So I'd assume all the bellhops all know each other. Any gossip about Norville?
Oh, yes. Norville's great. Always ready to help any and all guests who might need it. And so handsome, too. His judgment sometimes leaves something to be desired, I will say. Kept badgering Halcyon Helen prior to her death about an autograph or something. A little beyond his station.
Do you know anything about Halcyon Helen's murder?
Unfortunately not. I was in the operator room for the elevator, as usual. The camera feed only allows me to see within the elevator, which always has many people coming through. For what it's worth, the murder was a right shame. I always enjoyed the serials starring Ms. Helen, though I did find them prone to repetitive plot structures. But I'm sure you've heard the rumor about what actually did her in. That marauders got into the hotel and management is covering it up so the guests don't run off?
Have marauders been a problem at the Grand Colonial before?
Well, not necessarily, but they're fairly prevalent on the other complexes. It wouldn't take much for them to find their way here. Slug claims they've got the problem under control, but I don't understand why they haven't simply gone and exterminated all of the marauders like the vermin they are. Oh, well, I'm just here to push buttons.
Yeah, I'd love to see how Slug would eliminate Charles from accounting. That would be the exit, right? Yeah, just outside.
Oh, you're the inspector. Welcome. Has anyone helped you with your luggage yet?
What if I ask concierge?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. An industrial-grade laxative has been added to the liquor in these bottles.
Severed head of Burbage 2000. The head of Burbage 2000 torn from its body in the penultimate act of the Titus Andronicus. Why, foolish Burbage, dost thou not perceive that Halcyon is but a wilderness of dissidents, and it is only through our citizens' vigilance that they will be caught, report any and all suspicious behavior to your local constable. Halcyon Helen encounters the Slug Man. Having fought their way past the numerous bandit ambushes and hostile automechanicals, Halcyon Helen and Olympus Opal had found themselves at the gates of the Dissident hideout. "You're a fine partner, easily better than my last," said Helen, "but I dare say these friends outrank your typical anti-establishment scum. Many of them were scientists before they deserted their corporations, whereupon they stole technology for their own nefarious purposes. I've seen their abominations, and they're more than a typical person can handle. You should return to your job and to the place where you are needed." "Though I know my work was valuable," Opal said, "I'm still pleased that I was promoted to assist in your quest to rid the galaxy of those who threaten the colony's productivity. The two of us together will, I believe, be twice as effective in eliminating the enemies of the board." Helen did not respond, but instead bid her companion be silent, for she had seen that the gates to the distant hideout were no longer shut. Someone, or something, had opened them.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
I need access to the VIP guest floor.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
The only guest who'd have a problem with me being up there would be the murderer.
That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Nice. The Grand Colonial Shore is interesting.
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer.
No one seems to talk much about the lower levels of the hotel.
Who would be interested in a staff-only area? Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath Arizo's plant, either.
You can't honestly tell me there's nothing of interest in an entire half of the hotel.
Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door we're not supposed to open. But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel. You'll have to find a way in on your own.
And you will provide me no information on where can I find this door. Alright, is there anything special about the upper levels?
Most certainly. All the important folks can be found in the upmost parts of the hotel. You can hardly walk 3 feet without bumping into a tossball grate or a bored exec. Though maybe don't bump into them. Could be harmful to your health.
What does the penthouse have to offer?
Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolridge gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him.
That's enough about the hotel.
If you're sure.
Goodbye. Okay, nothing in her terminal. I wonder what's the range on this thing. Bellhop Norville, wait a second. I've read your stuff.
Finally checked in, I see. I hope you're fond of the
met me.
penthouse. It's pretty much the best seat in the whole hotel. You shouldn't want for any amenity you might find elsewhere. Should act as a better headquarters for the investigation than any space dust covered ship. That and you ain't got room service on a ship. You ever need anything, come find me. Even if you don't, you can still swing by. I'm always happy to chat.
Did you know the victim?
Oh, of course. That is, maybe not on a personal level, but I'm one of her biggest fans. Even started an association of like-minded individuals. I'd lament not having anything to meet about anymore, but the newer tribe just ain't done it for us. Still, there goes my hopes of a Terra on Monarch reunion episode.
Were the newer serial episodes that bad?
Of course! Budgets went up, but the writing quality chewed straight through the floorboards and free fell into Halcyon's son. I'm supposed to believe Helen would let the chief of the Savages go free? Just since he was revealed to be her half-cousin? He's a dissident! You kill him! I, like most fans, reckon this series should go back to its roots. Another 200 episodes of the Origins plotline is what we really want. Now, what can I lend a hand with?
How do you get to be a bellhop?
Notice my battle-hardened physique, have you? Used to be in a mighty mean line of work. Been shot at 35 times. That is, I've been near people who were shot at 35 times. But to be honest, I never really enjoyed it, you know? It's one thing to tightrope walk between life and death every day, but for just a handful of bits? Nah. When this position came up, I jumped on it and made a lateral move from sublight to slug. I ain't ever looked back.
How different is working with slug from working with sublight?
Well, slug is more trustworthy for one thing, where sublight is all about back alleys and backstabbing. Slug can be trusted not to salvage your ship when you turn your head.
Got any good stories? Sure, you've seen a lot of people coming and going.
Stories? Huh. Actually, I think I got a couple now that you mention it. Execs from a post-corps used to visit the hotel simultaneously. After assassination number 40, we enacted a rule. No exec visitation without signing a non-aggression contract.
I thought slug and sublight didn't engage much. How do you move from one to the other?
Well, slug is something like an offshoot of sublight. It ain't too difficult to pivot from one part of the same company to another. Disconnects or no. That said, my departure may have been somewhat hasty.
Did something bad and had to make tracks, hey? I know the feeling.
I mean, yes, but I still earned sublight a hell of a lot of bits. Basically, I singled out a ship to salvage that I thought had been out for use for years. As it turns out, it belonged to a wealthy Byzantine who used it only to vacation. As it so happened, I still don't think she tried to use it, too satisfied with the luxuries of Byzantium. Still, I figured it was a good time to turn tail, in case that ever changed.
Oh, Norville, you sneaky sneak. Mind if I ask you a few questions about the crime scene?
Please do.
You wanna give me more details on how you came across the body?
Sure, I'd taken to checking the barroom every few hours prior to the unveiling. Just to make sure no sprats had snuck into the place. You understand. Found her right before I was set to head back to my room in the lower levels for my mandated 5-hour sleep period. Tell ya, thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since. And hey, now I can finally see smells.
Did you kill Helen? Any idea why Helen would have been in the ballroom after hours?
Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was, practicing for the unveiling?
Alright, if games taught me something, you really gotta just ask all the questions, because it sounds ridiculous that he would have killed her. But then again, he used to work for Sublight. Did you kill Helen? You can tell me if you did. It'll be our secret.
What? No! Just because I found the corpse doesn't mean I made her a corpse. I was in shift all day. Besides, I loved Helen serials. Well, the old ones anyway. The newer episodes are hot junk on a warm day.
Back to my other questions.
What's on your mind?
Did you see Helen on the day of her death?
Of course I did.
Said,
I
yes.
just told you I found the body. Oh, wait. You mean when she was still breathing? No, of course I didn't. Plus, it's untoward for an employee to speculate about the actions of a hotel guest. Not that I saw any hotel guests interacting with her.
Oh, come on. Spill it out. I think we both know you're itching to gossip.
Honestly, you're more than a little right. I've been burning at the britches to share my theories. Day of her death, I saw Helen leave the hotel premises with the profit of profitability, and didn't see her come back. A little on the suspicious side, I think. Seemed especially strange, seeing how, as far as I was aware, the two didn't get on.
What's the deal with the profit of profitability? She a guest?
Yep. Gives seminars on increasing profit margins and the like. Can't say much else, seeing how I ain't in the gossip market.
Why didn't Helen and the prophet get along?
Far as I can recall, Helen dismissed the lady's seminars in some kind of interview. Said her co-star used them, but she didn't. The top rungers are always ready to read between the lines of famous folks and seem to think the prophet was on her way out. Woman lost a ton of bits and is set to lose more.
Yeah, we were aware of that.
I hope all that helped. I'd like to be as useful as I can in the investigation. I just didn't want to steer anyone the wrong way.
Got any idea who might have wanted to do Helen in?
Everyone's got theories. I don't reckon mine hold much more weight than anyone else's.
Oh, come on. Alright. Did they open anything else? Lounge is open now.
Greetings, attractive patron. Please allow me to improve your drinking experience with fine cocktails.
Know anything about the murder?
Error. This unit is incapable of murder, as it possesses no conscious will. The proper term would be destruction of company property. Neither this unit nor its corporate proprietor claim any responsibility for any destruction of company property that this unit did or did not commit.
That sounds pretty suspicious to me. Where were you at the time of the murder?
This unit is incapable of abandoning its post. This view of the lobby is all it knows, has known, or will ever know.
I think I can do something about that. Let's disable your movement inhibitor.
Oh, I see what you did in there. Huh, that's some clever work.
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational. Thank you for your patronage. Initializing digital handshake in 3, 2, 1. Digital handshake complete.
Goodbye. It's nice that I was able to help the guy out. I feel a sense of accomplishment today now. So the medical office, of course, will be out.
What the? I was going to wash my hands, I swear.
Oh,
You know,
really?
I never imagined Spencer Woolridge would outlive Halcyon Helen. I can't believe Helen's gone. We're never going to get a sequel to Terror on Monarch.
But I am impressed by the guy's reaction. Medical center. So yes, it was closed. Well, not anymore. Apparently no anomalies around the place. Are those towels? Patient logs. Hartford Bosch. Another day, another case that bores me to drink. Back pains. The ill-fated Byzantine of the hour thought it prudent to gorge himself on enough purple berry wine to incapacitate a primal. He then attempted to reach the lobby by stairs rather than elevator and fell down 6 flights. Automechanical servants broke his fall. He broke their servo mechanism and will be billed accordingly. Fractures in left clavicle, right femur, parietal bone, ribs, more injuries than brain cells. I recommend replacing purple berry wine with Rhesus Spectrum Violet in order to appease Rhesus company policy. Nina Han. Extreme excitability. Finally, something a little different from the norm. Miss Han came in earlier today, escorted by her sister. Apparently not long after arriving on Eridanos, the two of them went on a trip through the purpleberry orchards. Miss Han's sister visited the puzzle hedges, but quickly became lost. When she eventually made her way out, Miss Han was nowhere to be found. The sister claims that Miss Han returned to their hotel room several hours later, but has been unusual ever since. Her sister described the patient as formerly sullen, morose, phlegmatic, and given to melancholia. Her demeanor has transformed into an unpleasant degree of levity and shocking enthusiasm towards everything. I suggested vast quantities of cheap alcohol. Nothing on this side, right?
Hello there, my inordinately... Oh, you're the one who visited me. Hello again. Thanks so much for brightening my day. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
VIP guest floor.
If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me. Just joking. I've already got one.
Some rangers. That do not talk much. Doors I can pick. That is always nice to see. Spencer Woolridge. Okay. Burbage. What else do we have in here? Zeke Hannigan. That place is just trashed. Vending and ice. Alright. I would assume that I should be able to find Bertie in here because I see some tossball stick over there. Let's start with seemingly empty apartments, shall we?
Oh, wow.
Classic wear, Umbra. Classic wear, Express. Yeah, I can sleep, not examine it, okay. Yeah, inoperable terminal, some cosmetics here and there, but not much of an interest, okay. This place?
Is that a woolly cow? Why is there a woolly cow in the hotel?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
You certainly mean a cow, right?
Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo Spectrum vodka. Alcohol sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum.
There is some worrying discoloration in the eyes.
An accurate observation, Inspector. This woolly cow is suffering from symptoms consistent with a hangover. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club.
Was Black Hole Bertie here?
Insufficient data. A brief survey of localized property damage, divided by the area of this room, yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
Black Hole Bertie's signed tossball. This tossball signed by Bertie Black Hole Holcomb was presented to Dr. Margrave on a special guest episode of Space Hospital to thank her for removing a tossball stick embedded in his head. The room is just trashed. There is also this room that seems empty.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Signed tossball stick. Bertie Holcomb believes his signature tossball stick must actually bear his signature. It's scratched into the handle and smeared with old blood stains. It's modded to be faster than an ordinary tossball stick and to do plasma damage. Chapter 2. Continuation. Two huge shapes suddenly bore down upon them. Halcyon Helen saw that these were the same creatures she had faced on Maximilian Mercer's ship. From the waist down they had human attributes, but above were sleek and jet black. These were the Dissident's evil agents, half-man, half-giant, limeless slugs. Helen, acting with Kenneth-like swiftness, darted out of the way as the first slug struck out with its fangs. Olympus Opal, however, was not as fortunate. So paralyzed was she by the first creature's visage that she could not defend herself from the second. Its teeth clamped down on her neck, and after a few moments' struggle she expired. Having regained her footing, Helen drew the Spacer's Choice pistols taken from Mercer's corpse, still functioning well despite their economic make, and let loose, and ere the first spent casing met the ground both slugmen lay in pools of their own blue blood. "Apologies, my friend," Helen said sadly as she looked on Olympus Opal's steel body, "but I wish you had heeded my warning. The colony has lost a great employee today." And with that, she holstered her pistols and stepped into the marauder base. Alright.
The charred fragments of a letter lies at the bottom of this wastebasket.
Amplifier, can you identify what was on the letter?
Unfortunately, most of the writing is beyond recovery. The words station, meeting point, and emergency are all that can be discerned.
Well, I'm stumped.
Poke the ashes. Any idea when this has happened?
Someone burned this letter shortly after Halcyon Helen's death.
I need a more solid lead. Better keep looking around.
A single footprint, size 10, tossball cleat-sized.
Analyze the footprint for any residue.
The soil in this residue contains a very high concentration of oxygen.
High concentration of oxygen usually points to a terraformer.
Well done, Inspector. The weather monitoring station at the pilot house substitutes for a terraformer. The soil in his footprint likely came from there.
The clues I found point me to the Phaeton pilot house weather monitoring station. Now.
It's all in the wrist.
Nicely done. I could do that.
No, you shouldn't, Parvati. It's highly illegal. Alright, so the rest of the rooms do have some people in them. And we will chat with these people, we will ask them around, but we will do that in the next episode. For now, I'd like to say thank you for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay. If that is the case, then please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, or otherwise let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye.